This is video 5 of assignment 4. This is a very big assignment, so thank you for bearing with me and getting this done. It is 2 assignments technically, so it's assignment 4 and 5. So for this last part, we're going to just create this dashboard that has a list of a map of all the US states and how much foreign gifts universities in those states are getting. So the bigger the size, the more money they're receiving. And mouse over, you get a breakdown and you see the tree map, which is the second chart. The tree map shows also by state the different schools, and the size of the rectangles are each of the individual schools. And there's 2 kind of pop-up tooltip charts. One is a data table of, for each of the universities, the breakdown of the countries. We had that from the previous chart type, so we don't need to remake this table. A new data table is for within each of the states, we want to break down individual schools and how much gifts they're receiving. So let's get started and go to Tableau and make this whole dashboard in this video. Okay, first you have to ask yourself, how do I make the map of the states? So let's just make a map first. So we have the US states, and it's a geographic data type. It has the globe, and another way to confirm that it's a geographic is you go to geographic row and it has the states province checked. So we're going to just drag it directly onto the map, and these are the map. I know Alaska and Hawaii are part of the map, but for most purposes we use the mainland. You could also do like a little cutout design. There's templates and data wrapper as well as Tableau for the cutout design for those 2 states. But for now, for the sake of practice, we're going to limit it to these states. Size of the circle, as you might have guessed, is the amount of transaction size. You can zoom in and make the circles a little bigger. And of course, we always do the kind of transparency, so the overlapping circles stand out and are visible, and the border color just to lighten it up a little bit. Of course, last time we learned how to, in the last video, the background layer of the map. I like to use the outdoor map just for this purpose, so this is fine. The outdoor has the terrain, height, and so on, so maybe the street map may be okay too. You can uncheck many of these things to remove some of the clutter and stuff, but it's up to you. Okay, so, and you can also do some opacity or washoutness to highlight certain aspects. Okay, so less is better, so I'm not going to go to the trouble, but you can remove some of these checkboxes to show less. Okay, and now we want to change maybe the color of the circle. Instead of blue, just make it more neutral and gray. Okay, I think that's it for the map. Let's create a second chart. Map states. Okay, the tree map is a similar concept. We start with the state, but we subdivide it by the school. So let's get to the state, and in the next pill to the right of it, it's like this notion of level of detail or disaggregating by the school name. So Tableau is really good at doing this kind of hierarchical view of state, within each state, the schools, and then the amount. And now we're ready to do the tree map. You just go to show me. These 2 levels will be shown first by state as a grouping, and then the schools as a grouping. The only other thing I added was the amount in terms of endowment, in terms of gifts. So I put that as a label. And again, we need to format. We've done this so many times, so it should be familiar to you. It's going to be currency, no decimal, in millions. Okay, and the colors kind of distract. I think it really actually catches the attention. We want to avoid that by removing the color encoding. It should not be by the amount, because the size of the rectangle is already the amount. So it's actually the darker, the larger the rectangle, the darker it's actually overloading and double encoding this single variable in 2 ways. So let's remove that. Instead of blue, maybe use gray. Okay, something neutral. I think that's okay. From a design perspective, it's not ideal to have California, but you do need to show California somewhere. Maybe just, this is not in the original design, but maybe for my purposes, now that I see it, I would put it as a very small, light, de-emphasize it basically, for now. Okay, something like this. Get it out of the way. And I want to format it so there's no blank space, and maybe the school name should be bold. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Yeah, and the amount, I think, is not that important. So make it very faint as well. Too faint because it's clashing with the, okay, the background color. Something like this. We can always perfect the aesthetics later. All right, so we have two of these. Now let's put it into the dashboard. Drag the state map. Of course, definitely name the sheets. Okay, so this is dashboard 2. Move the state map here, move the bubble map underneath. We kind of have a semblance of a dashboard. You can fit it. So this fit is a very nice feature in dashboards. You can fit it to the entire view. So you'll do its best to refigure. You can also change the dimensions and make it taller. So increase the kind of the size of the canvas. Okay. And we don't need the word tree map title, so hide the title. Okay, so this is getting there. You can zoom into the map a little bit and drag it around, holding the shift key. I don't think we need this on the right. You can just drag this into here. Okay, undo that. And I'm not going to redo the formatting because we know how to do that, of the numbers and number of digits. So what else? We need to have the tooltips. So in order to activate the tooltips, let's go to the tree map. The tree map, we already have a tooltip because we're going to show the source country. So let's go to tooltip, insert. There's a table for that. That's pre-made. Table of maybe, I think it's countries. If not, it's going to be schools. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, countries. So that's great. We could clean up the title of the tooltip. What shows up. You know how to do that already. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Something like this. Okay. Very quick editing. Okay. And then the next one is you have to do the tooltip over the map. That requires a new sheet. So let's go to open a new sheet. The tooltip of the map is actually by state, and you're filtering by the state, and then filtering by the school. It's here, the school, and then the amount, and show the bar chart. Notice that it's not sorted, so I like to sort it by the highest to lowest. The state, we actually in the tooltip do not want to show. We don't want to show the state, so we're gonna drag state into detail. You'll see why it doesn't make sense to show. Okay, it's a lot cleaner and so on. So hide the title. And that's inserted, that's quick. Give this a title, table, state. Okay. Let's open up the map. One way to get to the map is this. Go to the sheet. And in the tooltip, we're going to see how it looks. Insert table, the states table. Hopefully it works. Right. Okay. So that's great. The tooltip is working. We need to add in some actions into the dashboard. One action is that if we go to the dashboard, when you mouse over here, maybe you can highlight. And then when you click into here, you can just filter out everything else. So there's two actions on the map already. Dashboard action. And let's add in a new highlight action. when you mouse over the map, show the state in the tree map. See how it goes. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right. The next action is if I want to click into here, I want to actually zoom into that portion of the tree map. So let's do that. Dashboard action. We're going to do a filter. Of course, we want to filter the map, click, then show, then filter tree map. Okay, so on select on the map, zoom in to the tree map. Okay. So let's see. That looks good. That's working well. Okay. Now, there's a few other actions, I believe. When you mouse over the actual tree map area, you want to highlight what's in the geographic map. So let's go to dashboard, action, create highlight. We'll name it highlight map from tree map. As you can see, you can be very creative, and there's so many different combinations. So hover over tree map, show on the physical map a highlight. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so it's showing the dots on the map. Right. So I'm kind of being extreme in the number of interactions and filters and tooltips just to show the full functionality. In real life, you don't want to create this many things going on because it's overwhelming. Okay, I think I've created everything in this for this exercise, for this dashboard. So as far as I can see, it looks good. And we'll save it and stop it here. Of course, you should add the title here and format some of the wording, like here, the title of the tooltip, but those are small things you know how to do already. And definitely rename your dashboards, the dashboard or whatever you like. Okay, and rename this dashboard too. Sometimes I like to drag all the dashboards to the end so that when I come back to it, it's really organized. And finally, you know how to publish, I hope. You go to server, publish Tableau, save to Tableau public, and pretty much after that, you're done. We should do that, and I'll show you how to do that now. But you have to extract the data. It's going to give you an error message if you don't extract the data. So let's go to any sheet, go to, right click on this database icon up right here and go to extract data and then extract. You might ask you to save it to some file. Just do that, follow that, say okay, and save the file. And then make sure you save it in the same folder so you can get back to it in the future. Now that it's extracted, I can go to Tableau Public and then save it to Tableau Public. You might ask you to sign in, and definitely you have to sign in. If you already signed in, you'll just straight to go do it. And finally, I'll show you how to link directly to these two dashboards. By default, it's going to publish this sheet, and we don't want that. So we actually, by default, want to publish the dashboard. So make sure you're on the main dashboard, the one that you want to default to, and then you have to publish again. And then to link directly to the second state dashboard, all you have to do is type in the name of that dashboard. And I'll show you on the browser how that looks like. So what it did right now was it published this dashboard. And anytime you go to this link, it's going to load up this dashboard. But we know the name of the state dashboard is state dashboard. So if you change in the URL, the address of the website, and change override and type in the word state, no space, nothing, dashboard, then copy this URL and send it to other people. I'll put it on some link. You'll always load up this dashboard. So by default, Tableau Public will load this main dashboard, the default dashboard you publish to. But if you really want to share a link to the state dashboard, you have to type in this link, and this link will work. Yeah, so I think that's everything for this exercise. So we could stop here, and that's it. If you have any questions, always email me or contact me, and I'll answer those. I'm sure if you have this question, many other students will have the same question, so feel free to let me know. Cool. Thank you for getting assignment 4/5 done, and I hope you get to experiment with Tableau in the future and be productive in however it's helpful to your work. Thanks. Take care.